Hey Mark, are you ready to record the show?
Hey buddy, get in here. It's Saturday morning. We gotta talk toys. Always gotta wait for that laugh track to wind down.
Absolutely.
I wonder how long we should go today before we say that this is a pre-recorded episode, and see how long Curtis will watch.
People will still, they'll be confused.
Yeah, no, we know Curtis isn't watching because he already told us he's traveling this week with the lovely Darla. I've actually watched one of their travel videos. So
I need to stop and watch those. I have not watched one yet, and I feel like a terrible friend.
No, man, they're fantastic. Anytime I have to drive around my own city and like go places, I'll throw one on so it feels like I'm hitting the road with Curtis. And we're looking for some. You know, it's funny because he always says fajitas when he's talking about Vegeta. When he goes into a Walmart and the collector, he's like, here's some fajitas, and then he always says toilet people, and that cracks me up every time because the skibbities. Man, how's it going, buddy? How you doing?
I'm doing well, dude. Last weekend I was feeling rough, and it's taken about 5 or 6 days, but I am much, much better.
You're still looking pretty rough, though.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's genetics, but this is probably the 5th or 6th day, but I feel like 77%.
Okay, that's good to know.
I'm there. I'm just tired.
Yeah. And again, sorry that this is a pre-recorded episode, but it is a busy Saturday for me. It's going to be a very busy Saturday for me and the family. Got a lot going on. My middle son is going to be finishing up college band camp. I know that sounds really weird. He's not going to college, but he is in middle school. He's in 7th grade, and he is in a college band camp, which is great. So he's got a performance Saturday morning, and then we're going to see the new Jurassic World Rebirth after that in the afternoon. It's going to be a busy day. It's a busy day. So we just decided to go ahead and bite the bullet and record, and unfortunately, our recording is going to run right into the is it Ines Small? Ines Small? I don't know.
Ines Small?
Something. But we're going to find out. I can't wait. Dude, I am excited. But we've got a packed show for you, and we didn't want to leave you guys hanging. So I will set this up as a premiere, and Greg, if you're available, you can always chime in the comments. I will be at a concert and unable to do so. So first of all, I always want to thank our good buddy Steve Mank over at Articulated Empire. Head over to articulatedempire.com and build your empire today. If you're looking for anything, seriously, head over and give his shop a look. He's got really good prices. He's got free shipping and on all orders over $75, I believe, and no tax unless you live in the state of Illinois. So that is amazing. So hit them up for all of your needs, whether you need AWOC, Valiverse, Mythics, Cosmics.
Name it.
Let's see. What else am I missing things? Savage Crucible for sure. Some of the I know he's getting in Conan very soon from for Zeta Girls. So definitely head over there, check it out. But let's see. Hey, let's check out some commercials.
Let's do it.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
You know, I always say this every week. I'm really bad about not saying what our show is about up front at the very beginning. But today's episode is all about the Snowcat, the G.I. Joe Haslab Snowcat. We're going to be taking a deep dive into that. But we're going to stay with the theme of everything being Snowcat related. So let's kick things off with a Snowcat commercial.
Snowcat! Winning battles in the snow for G.I. Joe!
Look, they're in the snow. Cobra troops. Get the Snowcat and get the Jaws aboard.
The G.I. Joe Snowcat holds 10 Joes, and it's got a missile rack and torpedo skis.
G.I. Joe!
No kitchenette, though.
G.I. Joe Snowcat, other Joe and Cobra figures and equipment sold separately.
I loved the Snowcat as a kid. It's one of the few G.I. Joe vehicles that I had. I didn't have many, larger vehicles. I had some of the smaller ones, but dude, that's one of the ones I had. This thing,
I didn't have that one. It looked like a lot of fun though.
You didn't have the Snowcat, the original?
No, I had the what's the little snowmobile?
The polar bear.
polar bear. I had that and
Yeah.
snow job. But like I said, in California, there's no snow, so it was just weird. Like,
But you've got
With the grass.
crystal white beaches, man. You could go out and pretend like that sand is snow.
That's true. That's true. I could have did that.
I wonder if they saved any of the snow from that commercial, that fake snow, and sent it to Trevor for his photo shoot.
They should, for sure.
Hey, the Snowcat got reissued several years later in a new deco. So let's check that out.
He'll fight for freedom wherever there's trouble.
Are those the new
Nope.
shows, Destro?
Yes, Commander.
Who's on the watchtower?
That's the Jungle Trooper. Code name Macondo.
And manning the howitzer?
That's the Flamethrower. Code.
Love that.
I would like to point out his mask is yellow.
It is yellow.
But I think I don't remember, but I don't think this is the one that came with the figure. I think Andy's right. I think the one that came with the figure was green, but look in this commercial.
The one I had was yellow, dude.
I thought the one I had was yellow too. I wonder if there was a running change, but
That could be.
I don't remember it being two eyes like this. This looks more like
No.
a mask.
No, mine was-
The one I had was like a singular
Yeah.
goggles.
Like a mold.
So I think there might have been a running change. I don't know. Maybe this was pre-production, but I did want to. When I saw this commercial, I was like, "Ooh, check that out." Maybe Andy in the chat can tell us in the future. Future Andy can tell us what's going on with
Right.
the masks, or maybe Jeff. But yeah, the reason I pulled this commercial is not for the Snowcat. That's coming in the next commercial. I got this one because of the bivouac.
Code name Blowtorch. And the Halo Jumper. Code name Ripcord.
Who's by the bivouac?
That's the dog handler. Code name Mutt. And his dog Junkyard.
They've not seen the last of Cobra.
Watchtower, Howitzer, Bivouac, and G.I. Joe figures each sold separately from Hasbro.
Bivouac.
Hasbro.
It's got to be a French word meaning
I've never seen that commercial before.
crappy campsite.
Never seen this.
Joke is back!
We'll stop Cobra with Tiger Force, the roughest, toughest Joe Force ever. Get those captured Cobra vehicles repainted and re-armed. They're part of Tiger Force now.
Look at that Snowcat.
Showing the colors yellow and black. Hungry to fight and ready to attack. Nobody makes G.I. Joe.
Tiger Shark is ready. So is the Tiger Cat. Tiger Force, attack!
Nobody beats G.I. Joe. Tiger Force.
Tiger Force. Vehicles and figures sold separately.
Now, what was the reason for Tiger Force?
I mean, they said it right there at the very beginning. They said, get those repurposed, rebuilt, recommissioned Cobra vehicles out and, repainted.
Oh, they were Coke vehicles.
But yeah. They say, here, I'm going to replay it. They say it at the very beginning.
Joke is back. We'll stop Cobra with Tiger Force, the roughest, toughest Joe Force ever. Get those captured Cobra vehicles repainted and re-armed. They're part of Tiger Force now.
Gotcha. Okay.
Except for the Snowcat's not a Cobra vehicle. So,
Or the
why are there...
Dragonfly.
Yeah, or the Dragonfly. Yeah. Hey, let me ask you this. If, speaking of Tiger Force, got my Air Tiger, not my Skyhawk. I got it hung.
Looking good.
If the Snowcat was available in white and Tiger Force colors at the same time, and you
Great
could
question.
choose, what would you choose?
Tiger Force, without a
Yeah?
doubt. Yeah.
Okay.
I think a lot of people are kind of, I'm not really, weather, or season specific vehicles. So maybe the Tiger Force would kind of change some people's minds.
Well, here's what I have to say about that. Here's the thing, Hasbro. I'd like to take a moment. Cue the sad music. Hasbro, I'm going to talk to you directly, Hasbro. If somebody like myself that lives in Florida, where even though we did have snow this year for the very first time in 17 million years, if I am to imagine that it is snowing, then may I also imagine that there's water? And can I have a boat, please? Because there are so many boats that I would like. The whale, the water moccasin, Zartan skiff, the chameleon, the devilfish, the Nightlander. I could go on. But you guys have this stance about no boats. And I'm going to have to imagine snow. So let me imagine water. Because I don't have to imagine water.
No.
I'm in Florida. I've got water all around me. Water is actually real here. So, all right, you can turn the soft music off. Thank you. Yeah, I don't understand why they want us to imagine snow, but we can't imagine water. It's very odd to me.
That is
very
strange.
odd to me. But you would take this if you had it in both options.
Yes.
Yeah. I think I would too, because I only have one snow character. I have Snow Job. That's it.
Me too. That's it.
I only have one as of right now. I got a lot of Tiger Force. Let me ask you this. Do you think eventually down the line, Hasbro will repaint some of these HasLab vehicles and release them? Or do you think they spent all the money for the Hiss tank mold? They spent all the money for the Dragonfly mold, the Rattler, now the Snowcat, to not repaint them and put them out?
That
I mean, eventually.
Makes no business sense at all.
To not do it?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
do
what
like
I think.
All-Stars or a Tiger Force, and then a Cobra. You could do a Cobra, like a Cobra Force.
Maybe if they have like a 5-year moratorium, like for 5 years, we're not going to put this vehicle back out. So I don't know, the Hiss tank was the first HasLab for G.I. Joe, right? Like, I don't know how long that's been out. What, 2 years, 3 years now?
A little bit longer. Probably 3.
Somebody tell me in the chat how long the Hiss tank has been out. But what if they said 5 years after, then we'll put the Hiss tank out in a different color, like blue or whatever, I just wonder, like, would 5 years be enough for like the backers to not be ticked off? And it comes with, like, maybe it comes with no electronics, or maybe it comes with
less figures,
like, no figures. Like, maybe it comes like completely pared down.
Cheaper, like
you don't get
the
tier unlocks or anything like that. But I just wonder, like, if maybe eventually, because honestly, I've never had a vehicle that I really hope gets re-released except for the Snowcat. Now I'm like, this thing would look good in green. It'd look good in tan. It would look good at, of course, a Tiger Stripe. Like, it would look good.
What about like a Night Force?
Ooh, a Night Force. Heck yeah. That looked dope. Yeah. I think you nailed it. Night Force. Because it could be like, it could be black or a dark gray. And we've got a lot of Night Force figures. I think it would look really good. Maybe because of one of my pickups this week, maybe my headspace is just on vehicles. I'm not sure. But hey, anyway, let's get after it. Let's do Name That Tune. All right, Greg, this is going to be difficult for you. You've got no backup today. Okay, there's no chat.
That's all I got.
There's no Andy. It's just you and Nova. Okay.
Partner right here.
All right. So this is not a singular clip. This was an entire episode that I downloaded and very specifically, and then I clipped out a couple of little pieces and put it all together in about a minute and a half. So, all right. I hope you can get this one. Nova, pay attention. Stop licking daddy. Pay attention.
What do you make of it, Flint? Why would the Northern Lights suddenly go haywire? And who's buzzing the bass? Oh, it's your flying fool girlfriend.
You know what? In my head canon, Flint and Lady J were boyfriend and girlfriend, but I don't know if I ever knew that was canon. I don't know, but apparently they are. Duke just calls them right out. We know you're doing the business.
Get that girl in tow before I kick her in the afterburner. Come on, get a move on.
I'd like to keep this expedition from falling through the ice.
Gotcha, Flint.
Oh, and no side trips to sell refrigerators to Eskimos.
Would I do a thing like that?
Move them out.
I could just see like 10-year-old Greg sitting in front of the TV on an afternoon. He's got his little snow job and he's got his little polar bear and he's recreating this scene right here.
Absolutely.
Look at all them Snowcats.
What's that?
Just for the record, Snow Job is sleeping with his goggles on.
Yes.
Like,
full
he
gear.
Is ready to go.
Snow Job, let's get out of
Even
here.
Flint had his gray off.
Empty.
We must get out.
I was trying to, lady.
Lady J sharing a tent with another lady. Who, by the way, turns out to be the Baroness.
Yeah.
Somebody's trying to kill us.
Nonsense. Oh,
Nonsense.
really? I suppose the Snowcat
Look at that. I guess we're going to be seeing these two characters here soon.
wired itself and chased us around of its own accord.
Ionization from the Aurora started the motor. The machine simply ran wild.
I bet.
All right. All right.
It's the
Greg,
tension.
Nova, any guesses?
Captain Planet?
There you go. Cue the celebration. Drop the confetti and the balloons. My man nailed it. No, I picked that not to stump anybody, but because of all of the how it all ties together with the Snowcat, everything. Of course, today is Snowcat.
I just actually rewatched that one. It's on YouTube. They have a streaming.
Oh yeah.
And
24 hours. I think it's been going for years. You just log on and just catch it.
I love it. It's a great way to burn your lunch break.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so let's get to it. Let's circle some things in the catalog.
Let's do it, baby.
All right. Now, of course, I did pick this because it does feature the Snowcat. Yes. But yeah, man, this is a lot of fun. There's a lot of fun stuff going on this page because there's some stuff on here that I didn't have and B didn't even know about. Of course, who wouldn't take the flag, right? I mean, that's
is there a price on that? I don't see.
No, there's no prices for anything in here.
Okay.
Somebody told me once that I think the flag was like $129 or $130 when it came out.
Wow.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe
I don't know
about that, but I think it wasn't that. I mean, it's not what people are asking today, of course.
Did any of our friends have one?
I didn't. I didn't know anybody that ever had one either. Like
I'm just gonna go on a limb and say that Brian Carr had one.
I would be very interested if any of our friends in the chat had friends that had one. Like,
and I'm not saying anything, about Brian or how he was brought up or anything. I could see a little Brian Carr playing with a giant flag aircraft carrier,
laying across it, actually.
Across it.
Very, kind of like a
Burt Reynolds or something.
I was thinking Jeff Goldblum in Jurassic Park.
Jeff Goldblum, yes.
Sweaty chest.
Yeah.
I didn't know about this oil platform thing.
I didn't either. Never seen that before. It's
transportable tactical battle platform.
Set.
Never had that. And I don't remember this LCV, the recon.
See, I remember that. I never saw it. Even my friend that had everything didn't have that.
That's the kind of stuff that's up my alley. I like these single person vehicles, like the Polar Bear. Like, of course, I think you could put somebody on the back of the Polar Bear, but I love those vehicles. Like the Devilfish was one of my favorite vehicles as a kid.
Ramstein.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. So
what would you get, man? What would you get?
Honestly, I think I would probably get this if I could go back in time, and I would get the Snowcat and this recon sled because I had the Snowcat as a kid, and man, I loved it. It was one of my honestly, it was one of my favorite vehicles.
Fun vehicle.
Yeah, and I like little single person vehicles, so I would get this. I hope they make more of these single person vehicles for classified. I'd love it. And we know we're getting the All Striker soon. We've seen that. Right. So, what about you?
Had to pick three. I mean, the flag, of course. What kid
who wouldn't? Of course,
flag. But being realistic, that Conquest I always thought looked cool. I just liked how the wings were kind of forward slanted.
Mm-hmm.
That was an interesting design. So that would be my number one. And then this Recon sled, I think is cool. I would like that. And then the Awe Striker, I always thought was cool too. I never had one. I never had any of these things. So those three I would take for sure.
Yeah. I want to say, now I did say earlier that I never had any large vehicles. I did. I had one large vehicle. The biggest vehicle that I had, and I don't remember what it was called, was the very long black Cobra ship that had the smaller black Cobra.
I
It was like a
love
jet.
that thing. I didn't have it, but my friend had it.
I don't know what that thing was
It was
called, but
sleek.
dude, it was really cool.
Like not the Manta. It was something very cool, like night something. I don't know. I don't remember, but it was a beautiful, beautiful vehicle.
Okay, I gotta look it up.
Yeah, it's like
The Night Raven.
Night Raven.
That's what it was called.
Yeah, I thought.
In my mind, I was thinking Raven, but I couldn't remember.
Like something. I like the
that
little.
Was the the little thing that came off the
that
back.
one was so cool, and the windows were red. Just sleek.
Dude, again, you know how many times we've talked about like grappling hooks. If you have a vehicle that has another little vehicle in it that comes out, I love that. The Havoc, which was my do-weeded, totally, absolutely.
Yeah.
The G.I. Joe Havoc. You remember how the back of it opened up and it had a little hovercraft that would come out? I love that. Oh, that stuff was
those
awesome.
features. Even the Rhino that's got the little wheels in the back of the Rhino. It's not G.I. Joe, but
right, exactly. Yeah,
a vehicle within a vehicle. The Ghost.
Absolutely. Hey, it's funny you brought up Mask because yesterday, as we're recording this, was Mask Day. Did you pre-order anything? Did you get anything?
Yes. Yeah, I pre-ordered the basic Rhino and the Condor, which was my first vehicle. I only had about 3 or 4 of the vehicles, but I had Condor was the first one I got. It was kind of reasonably priced. I was trying to think of how much it was the other day. Was it $7 or was it $14 when we were kids? I don't remember.
Yeah, I want to say it was probably around this $5.99, $6.99 range.
Yeah, but that was my type. That was my price range. So that was my first vehicle was the Condor. So I got Condor, I got the Skyhawk, and I got Rhino.
Okay, very cool.
For the first wave. I think Stiletto after that when that comes out.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you this. When you get the actual masked Thunderhawk in your hands, will you sell your ramen toy, Red Gull Ring?
I've got 2. I love them. I think they're awesome. They're beautiful.
I might have to let mine go.
Really?
Because I don't know why I would need it. Because, I mean, it has a place. It's back there. I mean, it's got a place right now because, you know, who knew that Mask was coming back like this?
Right.
And so, yeah, it has to have a place on my shelf. But
in my mind, it's a different.
Yeah.
It's similar, but it's a different, you know, it's not exact to the Skyhawk. And I think these loyal subjects are pretty similar. I mean, they're better versions. I don't know if anyone's had them in hand yet, but they look very, very identical. They're probably engineered better, but
right.
I don't know.
But aesthetically and what our minds remember these things being, to me, they look 1-to-1. Like they look like this could not have been a better release for me. Like this is literally best case scenario.
I agree.
I did not want anything updated. Don't make it modern. Don't try to like.
We don't want interpretations of.
Just remake what we had.
That made me so happy.
Yes.
I was like, thank you because that we've talked about this before, but like our interpretations of things that we love, you're doing a disservice to the things that we love. I don't need to see Wolverine in black leather. Give me the costume that we love in. So, you know, respect the Mask toys by making them what they were before. And that's
but even better, like you said, so they're including both the smaller and the larger helmets. They're including helmets with the actual effects. The articulation on the little guys is a little bit better. Like the engineering is a little bit better. Like I am just what they did is nothing short of a miracle because like they could have easily said, no, we're just going to modernize. But what they did was they went and they looked and they said, what happened with G.I. Joe? People pushed back on the new designs and they had to like pivot, right? Like they know the loyal subjects they know like anybody that's buying these toys, like they're buying them because of their love of the nostalgia of the old stuff. Like,
if you change
from the gate,
you're going to lose nostalgia factor. And the people are going to be like, that doesn't look like, why would I buy that? It doesn't look like the one I had as a kid.
No, I want what they did is what I want.
Okay.
Like they didn't go to Ducati and say, let's make Condor, but a modern Ducati
Right.
green bike.
Because you
And
lose
then
it. You lose that.
no. Oh, I'm so glad they did what they
Yeah,
did.
me
I
too. I was
could
relieved.
not be happier and more broke than I did the all in, which Best Buy, Big Bad Toy Store did an all in. It was $325. If you bought everything separate, it came out to be $360. So you were saving yourself about $35, which is the price of Condor. So basically, if you want to look at it like you're getting Condor for free, then that's a good way to look at it.
I mean,
I did that.
It is a smart, and in our chat you had mentioned that, and I thought about it, but I was thinking they all said late August, and it would be harder for me to drop 300 and what was it, 320?
325.
Yeah, and I think mine came out to maybe 210.
Okay.
So that was a little bit easier for me to drop if it all comes one day. If Big Bad Toy Store says, hey, this is all in today.
Yeah.
200 is probably the most.
Yeah. And I know, look, I mean, the only other thing that could come out in a single month that would cost that much for me is if like a whole wave of like Mythic Legions came in. But here's the thing. And I think the Four Horsemen might back me up on this. If I had $360 to spend on, either a whole wave of Mythics, I'm sure they'd want me to buy the Mythics, but I think they would understand if for that 1 month I bought Mask. Like I've literally been waiting my whole adult life for these things to come back around.
I'm so with you.
I never owned the Rhino. Like
I haven't either. No, I haven't either.
I didn't have that.
That was so what I wanted the most of. But not to get too serious, but the Skyhawk, is that what it was called, right? Matt Tractor's
Thunderhawk.
Thunderhawk was the last toy that my mom bought me before she died, and I had taken it to live with my dad and my stepmom, and I adored this toy. It was like one of my favorite things and one of the few things that I had left. My grandma sold my stuff when I was a kid at a yard sale. Anyways, I come home one day from school and I look and the Thunderhawk is just in pieces, little tiny. My stepmom had let my little brother play with it, and that car is so fragile. So like she's like, it's just a toy, like get over it. But like to me, that was like my mom's last thing that she bought me. So that it meant a lot. So that car will always mean something. Like that was the last thing that she got me. That's why I have, I guess, 2 from Ramen.
Yeah.
Toys. Sorry about
Not that it matters, but was this your maternal grandmother or your paternal grandmother?
That had the yard sale?
No, yeah, the one that didn't understand it was just a car.
Oh, that was my stepmom.
Oh, okay.
So my stepmom, I went to live with my dad and my stepmom, and my stepmom let my half brother play with my Thunderhawk.
Sorry, I misunderstood. I thought you were saying.
No, that's okay. Yeah. And she's like, "What's the big deal? It's just a toy." And I'm just like, "No, that was my last thing that she got me."
You don't know me, Joyce. You don't know me.
Exactly. So whenever I see that, like I have a few that I've bought at thrift stores that are basically, I mean, they're junkers.
Sure.
Because I wouldn't pay full price for, a complete vintage one. But whenever I see one, if I can afford it, I'll try to pick it up just because I don't know.
I never owned a Rhino. My best friend growing up, Derek, he got the Rhino.
I love this. Did you tell the story on this?
So yeah, I think I've told the story here before. He had the Rhino, and I played with it from the time I'd get to his house to the time I left. And yeah, the story is that the Brusato figure that came with Rhino almost ended our friendship. We had been friends, I think, since like 2nd grade, and he'd brought the Rhino over to my house, and I loved Brusato so much. I always tried to trade him other things for the Brusato, and he would never give it to me. He would never trade it. And then I had this very wild, like Disney, like characters from Disney bedspread. It was like, I just remember that it had like Robin Hood, the Fox Robin Hood on it, and like other characters from Disney. And it was very busy. And he literally left it laying on the bed, and none of us saw it when his mom was there to pick him up, and he had to gather everything up. He thought that I hid it from him and that I wouldn't give it to him. He was so mad when he left. He's like, I know you kept it, and I know you're hiding it from me. And he didn't talk to me. Like, I think I got in bed that night, and like pulled my covers back, and it fell in the floor, and I found it, and I tried to take it to him at school, and he wouldn't hear me out. I was like, I have it. It's in my backpack. He wouldn't listen. He would avoid me. And eventually, like after about a week, like he wouldn't call, like he wouldn't, I have to call his house. His mom be like, he doesn't want to talk to you. And I'm like, man, Miss Linda, like and so eventually, like I had to go to his house, and I opened his door. Like he came to the door, like his mom said, you have to come and talk with Mark. And he came to my door, and I threw it at him. And I was like, there's your Brusado. Like you care more about that than our friendship. And then like I ran out to my car, and like he came running out to the car, and he's like, you want to ask your mom if you can stay for dinner? And I was like, absolutely.
Yeah.
And so I was like, Mom, can I stay for dinner? She's like, yeah, I'll be back. And so I stayed there. And so we're still friends to this day, and we still joke about it. Like it's still a funny thing. Like we can always, you remember that time you cared more about Brusato than me. So I never had it as a kid. I never had Rhino, never had Brusato. So this is like a dream.
Yes. Me too.
This is I am Mouth from the Goonies, and I'm down below, and I've got my quarter, and I'm like, I never got that bike for Christmas. This is my wish, and I'm taking it back. Taking them all back. That's it. Absolutely. Where are we? What are we doing? Did we do wish lists?
I brought up Rhino and that.
No, we're fine. Pickups. That's where we are.
Pickups. Let's do it.
Hey, selfish plug for my good buddy Curtis. If you guys are not watching his travel toy videos, they are so entertaining
to watch.
Like they're so fun. Like it's not just toy haul videos, but also Curtis does this really cool thing where he is also, when he goes into a Walmart or a Target, he counts how many Captain Americas are on the shelf versus how many Batman, because I think he and Kent Poole have this running argument that where Curtis says, well, Marvel, they put out too many Captain Americas, or Spider-Man, whatever. And then Kent's like, hey, I think McFarlane makes too many Batmans. But and you know what? Curtis is, neither one of them is wrong, but there are far more Captain Americas on toy shelves when you go into stores. Like he's everywhere. He's everywhere.
Really?
He is as prevalent right now as Superman is when you go into a toy aisle.
Really?
No doubt. Yeah.
I would say Batman.
They're pretty funny. You also get to hear Curtis call Skibbity figures toilet people, and Dragon Ball Z characters, he calls them all fajitas. So it's hilarious. I love it.
Man.
I don't leave my house often, but when I do and I have to drive somewhere in town, I always put on one of his videos and I watch it. It feels like I'm on the road with Curtis, and we're going to look for some toys, and maybe one day that will actually happen.
Also, there might be a triple jointed in our future.
I think we're going to be doing a triple jointed soon. That would be great. You have a lot of pickups?
I have a couple. I could go for days, but we want to wrap things up.
Let me go first. Then, speaking of Curtis, this is something that he got, and I know he loves this figure, but I finally got it in, which is the classic Dr. Fate from McFarlane. And I think I showed these off a few weeks ago. These are some 3D printed hands that have they're made specifically for this figure.
Where did you get those again?
From a company called Mr. G's Toys. It's MRGZ Toys. Mr. G's Toys. And I'll just show them off again real quick. You get two. These were $10, and you get two. You get a left hand and a right hand.
Those are rad.
And they have the Ankh thing, and then this comes off, and the hand is kind of like a translucent hand, and you get a left and a right. I bought 2 sets of these when I saw them because I know how much Curtis likes Dr. Fate, and I sent him a set. So I finally get to use those. I think I'll wait for our triple jointed to open this, but I finally got that in, so I was very happy about that.
Maybe we can do an unboxing of that next time.
Yeah.
I got one too. I got my rest of my All-Star 6.
Wow.
I got
very nice
Skeleton Raider.
He looks good. He's one that I'm waiting to get to love for sure. Yeah.
Comes with a cool what am I thinking? Gladiator helmet. Sorry.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Brain fart. Yeah, I got 2 of these, which I ordered.
Do you have the whole wave in? Do you have the whole wave?
Nice. I don't have Thrasis, and I think that's the only one I don't have is Thrasis.
Baradak? Do you have Baradak?
Yes.
Okay. Wow. Okay. I have none. So.
What do you mean? You got none?
Got done. I didn't do a pre-order for them, so I'm waiting for the street date,
did it
guys,
2 years
with the
ago.
peasants.
Jeez. 2 years.
Part of my order from Big Bad Toys for this week is I got this guy.
I got the same thing. I got him and Dr. Fate.
Yeah, nice. Well, again, we would have the same order. This looks incredible. The only thing that I am a little disappointed is that the angry laser eyes are on a happy face. Why they couldn't
Looks
make
like he's got
one?
kind of itchy, like rash
Yeah,
eyes. or
like
something.
he's got hay fever or something. He's
Yes,
allergic.
Yeah, hay fever.
Yep.
One of my best friends got me this Marauders Gunrunners figure.
Who did that?
Actually built it. My good buddy Mark Thomas. I don't know if you ever met him, but he's
a handsome son of a gun.
Yeah, his name is Skibbity also, but that's his middle
That's what
name.
my middle son calls me.
Is it really?
Yeah, I'm not allowed to speak like that in public. If I'm like Nicholas, don't be so skibbity. He's like, do not.
It's the light's not really, but
yeah.
Basically, it comes with a lot of parts. I won't go into it, but Marauders Gunrunners is the website. Really awesome company, cool people. The figures are rad. I recommend.
$25 at toy shows. You get to build your own. While we're talking about McFarlane and we're talking about the new Superman movie, I didn't get any of the other figures other than I do have the Fortress of Solitude version coming, but I did pick up this guy as well because I wanted to add him to my Superpowers collection. I actually got two, one for me and one for a buddy.
Nice.
He looks pretty rad, but there's the Fortress of Solitude.
That looks fun.
I have the Walmart version coming that comes with the robot. So yeah.
I got another thing from a good buddy. Got this for me, the eraser. Thank you, Mark.
Yes, sir.
Picking this up for me. Picked
He
up
looks
one for
rad.
me and one for my buddy Nando. So thank you.
I think I may review him this Friday. So by the time you guys are watching this, I might have already reviewed him.
It looks great. If it's anything like the purple version, it's a 10 out of 10. Beautiful figure.
Yeah. I got a very small condensed box today in the mail. Here's the box that I got. It's not a large box, as you can see, but it did have Hasbro on it, and it was extremely heavy. And I was like, what in the world did I order from Hasbro that's extremely heavy? It was this.
Ooh.
It was my very first Greg Smurber action figure.
It kind of looks like me. Put a little chin hair on there, and
look at that guy.
I totally forgot about that figure when you
I did
showed
too.
me your
Forgot
haul.
that I pre-ordered it.
I forgot about that figure.
Yeah, this thing, he is heavy. Like, this is a brick. This is a brick. Yeah. Well, I had to get him for two reasons. Number one, I don't have a Kingpin in my collection. Number two, this one looks amazing. And number three, I love Spider-Man and Daredevil. So he is going to battle one of them or both of them at the same time.
So many similarities.
But unfortunately, we will never get to see him battle Spider-Man on film. Hey, look, we never say never, but apparently the way the contract was written with Sony and Marvel is that the movie rights, Marvel doesn't have the movie rights, so that's why Kingpin can't show up in a movie. And they can't put Spider-Man in a TV show. Not Tom Holland, not Spider-Man, because Marvel has TV rights. They have movie rights. It's a weird thing, but yeah. So one day, I hope that we see Wolverine and Hulk fight on screen. One day, I hope I see Kingpin, Daredevil, and Spider-Man fight on screen. One day.
That'd be great.
This is what I dream about at night.
I mean, hopefully we're alive for that.
I know, right? It could possibly happen. Never say never.
Never say never. There's the theme here. These are all things that my good buddy Mark picked up for me at Joe Fest. Thank you,
Joe
Mark.
Fest was a fun weekend.
Love you, buddy. Thank you so much.
Heck yeah, man.
I haven't opened anything. Literally, that Marauders is the only thing I've opened.
I can't wait to see what mystery weapon you got.
I've been sick.
These next three are very similar. They're all from Super 7. They're all Ultimates. I had so many Super 7 Ultimates hit Big Bad Toy Store. I had to ditch some of them. I had to let some of them go.
Sorry,
yeah, I know. I'm going to kind of do two of these together. I got Wily Kit and Wily Cat.
I have those two. I have never opened them. They look great.
Got both of them when they did the reissues. I'm so glad they did the reissues because I missed them first time around and they were stupid expensive. But also this week the Vac Metal Steelheart and Bluegrass also hit. I had to let them go. I'm like,
I did too. Yeah, I did too. But I'll
get them in 2 weeks. I'll get them in 2 weeks.
Still on. You could still buy them. They're not sold out. So, last thing I got that I'll show today was I was the most excited for this. I'm like, Mark, please, if you can get me one, please get me one. If you can't get me one, get me one.
Yeah. I'm glad I got you one because it made me get one, and I'm glad I got one.
And I've been too sick to even open it. So I will open it and enjoy it this weekend. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Set aside, like, when you know you're just going to have 2 hours of uninterrupted time. Just sit down with that thing.
Yeah.
And just,
I haven't opened any of my stuff.
And hey, the guys there at Chosen Prime told me the stickers were water slide. They're not. They're regular stickers, so you don't need to fear them. Like, have fun, man. Curtis will probably appreciate this. I've been waiting for this guy because when they released him the first time, they put out the cartoon color version, and I didn't want that. I want the toy colored version because I had the toy as a kid, but finally got Molecular for my Silverhawks. There's not a lot. I mean, Silverhawks had some really good villains. Buzzsaw, Mumbo Jumbo.
Right.
I never picked up Windjammer, but this was one of my favorite villains, was Molecular.
Monstar was cool to me.
Yeah, I've got both the Monstars and his throne. If you remember, like, the toy had this gimmick where you could flip his head down into his chest and the ball in the chest would flip up and become his head. They don't have that gimmick here, but his big bird's back there in the background, which his bird was one of my favorite bad guy birds. So, got that. You're done with pickups?
Yeah, I'll do the rest next Saturday.
A week ago, I was about a week and a half ago, I had a free day off of work because of Juneteenth, and my wife had to work, and my mom was watching the kids, so I had kind of like a free day where I could kind of go do whatever I wanted, and I chose to use that day to go and see the new Mission Impossible movie before it left theaters. So I was sitting there, and then right as I was walking into the theater, our chat is blowing up about the Valaverse Vanguard Hall set, the Hall add-on set going live on their website, and to celebrate this add-on set finally going to their website, they put the Vanguard back up in this awesome bundle. This bundle was just too freaking cool to pass up. Basically, you got the Vanguard, the missile add-on set, which I think was like part of the pre-order. You got the Hall set. I mean, you got the whole thing. You got all of it. And I think it was like $179 or $184. I can't remember. It's free shipping. They had, pay in for. I was like, that's a no-brainer. Like, this thing is like cheaper than I think what you guys bought it for initially.
I was just about to say, yeah, it's cheaper now with more stuff than it was when I bought it initially.
Right. For some reason, there was also a listing for a sticker sheet, which a separate sticker sheet for $5. And then that made me think that it didn't come with a sticker sheet. So I was like, well, hell, just throw that on there. So I bought a sticker sheet. It actually does come with stickers. So I had 2 sets of stickers, which is fine because I ended up using a lot from both sets to really kit my guy out, my car out. So I went with the tan muddy version because the muddy version just looks like. Here's one of the complaints I heard about the Vanguard. People said it looked too much like a toy and it looked very plain. And I think you throw the mud on there and you put stickers on it, it doesn't look plain anymore.
Right.
It looks like a legit thing. And now, with the add-on set, you've got like bullet damaged doors. You've got armor on the windows. Like, it doesn't look plain anymore. And I put a lot of stickers. So I did get the Hall set. This is the heavy armor upgrade loadout is what it stands for. And it comes with all this stuff. So it comes with 2 extra front doors, 2 extra back doors with battle damage, with gunshots painted on. It comes on the windshield. It comes with the brush guard, the cow catcher or cow plow, whatever you want to call it. It's really cool. It comes with a lot of, and then armored windows, which, by the way, you can put on the regular doors or these doors. Like, you don't have to put them on these doors. You can put them on the doors that. Sorry, I just hit my. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes I hit the microphone and it turns everything off. So let me get this big boy up here. Oh my God. It's sitting in the floor. But here is my Vanguard. I've got both of the cow plow and the brush guard on here. I've got the missiles up top, which I think are great. I love that each one of these missiles are individual. You can pull them out, which is crazy. I've got the armored doors and windows on the armored window. The only, the mud is incredible. I mean, it just looks so.
The muddy
dope.
version came out after the regular, and if I would have seen the muddy, I would have bought the muddy for sure.
The haul set, you got to make sure that you get the one that fits. So they have the muddy and they have the plain. But I think the color is black on both so that it fits the gray or it fits the tan.
Well, I love that it's muddy too.
Right.
That they
you can take this is all modular. So like if you want to keep your working winch, you can't put it on with
I like the working winch.
I know, right? Would you like some more ale, sir?
Yeah, see, I would have the roll cage thing in the front. Yeah.
Yeah, you can still put your winch right there.
That.
Yeah, some people say this is too much. This is too Mad Max to look like modern military.
It is for me, but that's okay.
Right. But cool. This looks dope. You get to put your winch here. I don't mind that it looks Mad Max. I'm down for it. I know this is not what I think. I watch a lot of Bobby B, what's his name? B's Battlegrounds. I don't know.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of his stuff, and he said this is not exactly, of course, like what ordnance clearing front guards look like, but he's like, whatever. The only thing I will complain about is that there's nothing for the back. Like, I wish there was a place where you could have put the winch on the back. That would have been kind of cool. Or maybe some back armor. I've heard people say putting something down here that allows you to put on an extra tire, like a spare tire, would look cool.
I thought that there was a gun. I know that there's a machine gun.
Yes. Yes, exactly. So let me see if I could do this with one hand.
That's about the only.
Yep, exactly. So you've got the swing arm back here.
Yeah.
Which you can do and put somebody back here. Also, there are new windows in the hull set that allow you to plug this onto the windows so that you can have these firing out the side if you want.
Me like it.
So, what you do is you take the little clip off the bottom. Again, let me see if I can do this with one hand. So what you could do is you take this off, and there's a window frame that's not armored, and it has a clip on the inside for this, and you can angle the gun out of the windows. So that's pretty dope. You can put a lot of characters back there. You have always talked about how awesome this is, and I've always been like, I'm not getting into Valiverse. I'm not buying them, but here I am. I'm buying them, and now I need that
for Joe's. It's or Monster. Right. It still looks great.
Dope. I put a lot of stickers on here. I got the if you can hear gunfire, you're driving too close. How's my driving? I put a lot of stickers.
Cool stuff. It comes with gas cans and
they're in the back.
Energy drink.
I love this. I love it so freaking much. And I love the driver. The sculpt of the driver is amazing. So, dude, it is so good.
Vehicle.
Again, this is the second vehicle you've enabled me to
it's
get.
Worth every penny. They both are.
I think when you've got it at like $185, you get all of that stuff included. You're not having to wait for them to fix the
it's
gun.
Huge.
It's massive. I remember some of the reviews that I've watched. The turret didn't tilt up and down in the first release. Bobby fixed that. He sent out a different gun that does tilt up because this one actually comes with both. It comes with the fixed gun and the one that. So you don't have to wait for that. It does come with the missile set, which was like a pre-order bonus, like add-on. They're now charging for that missile set. It's like $25. You get that included, and you get the haul set, which I think is like $30. I think you get all of that for cheaper than the price of the original Vanguard. Free shipping, and you can split it into 4. It's a no-brainer. Like,
I'm getting another one.
Are you really? Are you going to do?
She gave me the green light. She's like, go ahead.
So, because he just announced they're going to do a black one, are you going to do a black one, or are you going to do like a? Are you doing
it on black?
Right. You said you have the tan one.
Yeah, I forgot. You had mentioned that there's a black one coming. I was just going to get.
He announced it just now at the or last weekend at the Dallas Fort Worth toy show that they were going to
do we
all
think
black.
it'll be more money?
I don't know. So I'm wondering, are you going to go gray this time and gray muddy, or what are you thinking?
I might wait and see. If the prices are the same for black, I would prefer black. If not, then I would be happy with gray.
Cool, awesome.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Let's
what
do.
I would do it too. I don't know.
Yeah, I know, right? I don't know where I'm putting this one right now. It just sits on my floor. Let's get to our unboxings.
Let's do it.
All right, buddy, you are definitely on brand because you are doing Blowtorch, who I opened last weekend on our show. But I am going to be opening something that I picked up at Joe Fest, which is the Monster Force Sleepwalker. Now, this is the Obsidian Elite Guardsman. So this is Joey Nuff. This is right. I wanted to get a couple of these guys. They didn't have any of these figures available on Friday night, but they did have this guy available on Saturday. All of I talked to the Big Bag Workshop guys, Fresh Monkey Fiction guys, and they said that all of Wave 1 is being re-released because there's been such a wait between Wave 1 and Wave 2 that they're going to re-release all of Wave 1 again. So if you missed any of the Wave 1 characters, if there's any that you're wanting, which I definitely want to get the green version, which is the Heavy Weapons Division, or the Crimson Moon Division. If you missed any of these characters right here, then they're all up for pre-order again, albeit now with the tariff tax surcharge. You can open it up in the front. It's got a little bit of the comic book right there, so you know what's going on. Comic book's got a pretty decent story to it. I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty dope. I've seen this. I have seen that this thing comes with a bag full of goodies
and wires.
We are on a time frame tonight, so we're not doing this. We've got some really cool, what looks to be kind of purplish, pinkish.
Their figures come with a stack of accessories.
We're not going to get into all that. We've got 6 hands here, 2 on the figure, so 8 total. He's got a sidearm and a main weapon, 2 different heads. It's going to be we're going to be looking at the contents of this tray alone because we've got a lot to talk about. And well, we're not going to make it in time for the Mythic announcement at this point, so why bother?
I love that they kept the weapon is still green. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Blowtorch is one of my favorites as a kid.
Yeah, me too. I loved him as a kid. The bright colors was.
I'm with you though. I don't know about the circles. They kind of look like the tops of soda cans to me.
Yeah, I really don't know what their purpose is. Like, I don't know if they have like a real world purpose. I've never seen them on any type of, modern firefighting gear. Do we have any firefighters that watch the show that maybe could tell us what they are? I did a mock-up. I did like what I said I was going to do. I pulled the image down. I made a selection on top of all the silvers, and I made it red, and I don't think it made the figure look any better, so I don't think I'm going to do it.
Yeah. I mean, it's still a very, very fine figure. Very happy.
This guy is so fun. Like, if you want
that helmet,
not the 4-letter German N-word figure, not that, but a knockoff Aldi version of that. That's what this is.
Just a great,
basically
bad guy.
Yeah, if you want Captain America to be punching somebody, if you need a superhero to be punching somebody, or you've got
I love you.
This guy is dope. I love this helmet. This helmet is so much fun. See that right there?
Yes, that's my favorite one. I use that one for sure.
He has a different head, which is equally as awesome and menacing. I love it. It's got like this kind of skull look to it. It's got this little fin. Look at that little Rocketeer fin going on the back. It looks really dope. Look at these weapons, man. Like these like sci-fi like Hellboy inspired weapons, like so dope, like old monster movie weapons.
Just great villain kind of figure that could be used in other toy lines, I think. Other timelines.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, Nova? Nova agrees. Thank you, baby. Thank you.
Man, the hands are really easy to swap out on this, which I appreciate. Just look at this guy. Look at that. He's got a little gesturing hand.
That's it right there. Very nice.
I love this. He's got a really dope backpack and all of these hoses. This guy is so customizable. Each one, because I've seen some reviews, each one of those canisters on his face mask are swappable. So you can pull those out. You can interchange them with other canisters or tubes or hoses or other different things. So that's really cool. I think I really dig this like laser blaster he's got going on here. Nice posability on these things. If you played with the G.I. Joe Classified series, then you know what you're getting yourself into. Valaverse, Monster Force, G.I. Joe Classified, they're all going to play nice together, whether their fans do or not. But look at this guy. Look at this.
Yeah. It's kind of a monochromatic.
Love it.
I think the only downside of this figure is that he only came with one set of hands. It did not come with any other hands. Am I right?
Yeah. What other hands would you have preferred?
Probably just either a fist or like, kind of like the action-y kind of hand or something.
What I found last week when I was playing around with that guy was that he doesn't have a really good hand for holding the end of his flamethrower.
No.
His left hand, like when you try to put it into two hands.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, I didn't even try. I didn't even.
Because you're not going to wield a flamethrower with one hand. I mean, I don't care. I don't care who you are.
But other than that, this figure is super awesome.
I am so glad I got this guy. Now, I did want the green one first. That was the one that I wanted the most. But I'm very happy with this guy. I love the way he looks, and I'm surprised at how much I love this helmet.
Yeah, that's my favorite one. That's my helmet of choice.
Do you have all of these? The green
one,
the black one, and the red one?
I gave one to Ryan. I have that one that you have there, and I think I have a red one somewhere.
Really?
Yeah.
You just kind of got out of them?
I just don't really have the space. I don't have any open place for Joe's or Monster Force, so I kind of just open it and put it in a box.
All right. Well, you know what? If you don't want that red one,
absolutely,
I'll be glad to take it off your hands because
I'm gonna
make space for these guys.
It's yours.
All right. Okay, that's it for the unboxings.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts on Blowtorch? He's a great figure.
I love it. I love it. I could not literally ask for a better other than the hands, but no big deal. It's a beautiful figure.
You know what? I could show you real quick what I did. Let me go here.
Yeah, Blowtorch as a kid was one of my favorites. Love that figure.
Here's what I did. Why is it not coming up? Is it taking long? Is it too? I thought I could just have that image because I do have it on my my desktop.
Friend just got another Vanguard as well.
Oh, nice. Okay, so here's what I did.
Okay.
I made all the silver things red. So I was like, if I went in there and tried to like color match that red and I painted them all red like the original toy, would it look any better? And to me, I don't think it makes that big of a difference. So for me, I was like, I'm just going to leave it silver. But let's get into our double down.
Let's do it.
All righty. So our double down this week is we're going to be talking about the G.I. Joe classified series Haslab, which is the Snowcat. And here it is. Here is the base offering. I was going to do an update and tell you how many backers it had and how far away it was, but it is already funded. So
wow.
That information is apparently gone.
Last time I heard it was like 5,400 or something. That was
unless I am looking at it incorrectly, and I checked right before we sat down. It says currently funding. So I saw no line across or how many it had to go. Like I don't see any of that. So I am assuming that the 8,000 mark that it needed, I believe that's what the offering was, right? Was it 8,000?
Yes.
I believe they've already crossed that line because I don't see it unless, but you know what? I'm going to look one more time. I'm going to go to their website. It says currently funding. I see the price. I see back this project. It ends in 43 days. I don't see I'm sorry. It's down at the very bottom. I apologize.
They've changed their.
I didn't.
Right.
Yeah, it used to be up on the screen where it's now at a what they call global like navigation down at the bottom. It's currently at 6,000 backers. It's got a target of 8,000 backers. So yes. Yeah. So I am incorrect. It has not yet fully funded. It's 324.99
something days. So.
They've never had one not fully fund. So I just wanted to take a minute real quick while we're looking at this guy and remind you what the vintage toy looked like. Mm-hmm. So here is the vintage toy and Frostbite. It came with Frostbite. You can see they have really increased the size to figure ratio. For sure.
There, right? There was no other room for any other.
Yeah, I don't know if this was a 2-seater vehicle or I just don't remember. I really don't remember if you could get two, but you could get more characters on the back. But this is what they're offering. So you get all of this really cool stuff. And listen, hey, no more patches for unlocks this time, like with the Rattler. So they avoided that. But this is pretty dope. This is all the stuff you get. Here's some of the dimensions on it. It is going to be 21 inches long. It is almost 11 inches tall, and it's almost 11 inches wide. This is a very squat vehicle, and I'm digging it. Frostbite is looking fantastic. This character looks so good. Look at that thermos he comes with, dude. Look at that.
Dig that.
I'm kind of surprised that they didn't give us a Frostbite figure that his hat came off.
Mm-hmm. No extra hands either, it looks like.
Yeah.
So I hope that thermos he can hold in those little hands.
Yeah, I'm wondering how that's going to work. Yeah, I mean, again, like I'm sure he'll come with like maybe some extra hands for like shooting his because I don't even are those trigger. Yeah, those do look trigger finger hands, and I'm sure they'll it's Hasbro. Everything's got to have a trigger finger, right? This guy looks great. I love the thermos. I love the goggles. You get two goggles here, and I'm guessing that's one like to fit around the top of his head if you want to keep them up, and then one that's a tighter fit for around his eyes. They typically do that. But just to compare the two, here's what they look like side by side. You're definitely keeping that same shape. Nice. I love the shape of this. It's so beautiful. The aesthetic on this is fantastic. That's why, because I've been messing around with the Vanguard, I'm thinking, God, this thing would look great in tan. Like it really would, or camo, or like you said, Night Force, I think would be great. Mm-hmm. This is really cool. I love all of this stuff they've kind of built in. So in the back of this thing, you can kind of configure the back of this thing two different ways. One, you can put in this plate that holds the turret and the missiles because that's so iconic. But it was also a troop carrier. In the commercial that we played earlier, it said it can carry up to 10 Joes. Now, I don't think you can, let's see, you got 2 in the cockpit, and then you've got 1, 2, 3, 6. So that's 8, and then 2 standing on the back. I guess this guy could, in theory, hold 10 Joes. But if you don't want the turret, you can turn the back into a troop carrier, and then it's got this little ramp that lets down so people can get in and out. I really like that. I think it looks nice. I got to tell you, I am more excited for this than I was the Rattler or the His Tank.
Really?
I was really excited about the Dragonfly, but it's an air vehicle. I love my land vehicles. So they finally got me with something that I'm like, ooh.
I'm shocked.
I'm excited. I'm so excited.
I'm shocked, man.
Yeah, like the only thing that could have been better is if they're like, hey, we're doing the Havoc. Like that would have been incredible. Here is a close up on the back, like the troop carrier part looks pretty cool. What are you feeling on this?
I like it a lot. I'm not really super sold on it. So I just saw a reveal of one of the figures from.
Are you looking at the reveal? Is that what it is? You're double dipping on the double down.
Yeah. But no, I'm almost sold on it. I really do like it. What are they asking? Is it $399?
It's $324.99. There's $325. But I'm asking specifically, what do you like the turret with the missiles because that's so iconic, or do you like the troop carrier part?
I actually like the carrier part. I don't know why.
Yeah?
I would like to see it with. So what goes over the top? Nothing. If it's a troop carrier, the top comes off.
Yeah. So there's nothing. It's just all open. Okay. If it's a troop carrier, if it's this black plate fits down over the seats and that holds that clips in, and then that holds the turret if it's in the turret form.
I see. Okay.
So yeah, you would have this look right here. That's how it would look.
It's a nice looking. They've improved it like 300%.
Right, I think so too. It looks, but it's still visually the silhouette. Visually, it still looks like the Snowcat.
Yeah, no,
it's just a modern version.
You could tell there would be no question like what this is.
Right,
it's not interpreted to, looking alien. And I love the tank tread. I've always been a fan of tank treads too.
Yeah, so I didn't pull the image of it, but they did show how the tank treads, the vehicle,
I saw that
up off of that. So that's really cool. I didn't pull that image.
The tread stays level, and you can lift up the. So how do you do that? Is that an effect?
What?
The snow on there.
Yeah, it's just they're swap out pieces. This was something that I missed in the announcement and in the video. I don't know how I missed this, but it has swap out pieces. So you can make the snow effect. I love this. This is brilliant to me. Yeah, because I thought when I was thinking about how they're going to do this, I thought, oh, well, they'll make like the yellow visor, like yellow windshield, like it was in the cartoon. They'll make the gray one from like the toy, and you could probably swap them out. But I like this even more with the snow on it. That
I do too.
Brilliant.
I do too. I don't know, man. I could see myself this winter just not maybe next winter, going out and playing with this thing, taking some cool pictures. So,
yeah, for sure. Somebody in the chat, Andy, let me know. Is this from a cartoon episode? The slide out kitchenette.
Look at the ice.
They've got ice in here, two
cool
cups
drinks.
for the coffee, and of course we know that Frostbite's coming with the thermos. But yeah, it's got a little kitchenette, which is just silly, awesome. But it's so fun.
It is.
But we do have some unlocks, and here are the unlocks. We're going to go through them. So the first unlock is going to be tier 1.
Really like
is going to be awesome. Lady J in snow gear. She does come with like an ice fishing bore, like to drill a hole for ice fishing, and an ice fishing pole.
She's got a coffee cup too.
She got a coffee cup that says J on the side, which is really cool.
What's rad is it's the same costume that she was wearing in that cartoon clip that you showed.
Absolutely. She unlocks at 10,000. So that's really cool. Yeah. Lady J in snow gear. Tier 2 is the Arctic bivouac. So this thing is going to come in white. And so it's going to come with a lot of stuff. I got a bigger picture. We're going to blow it up here in just a minute. Look at all the stuff. But this unlocks.
It's a place.
Yeah. This is incredible. Like you're just making like a whole little campsite. It's got a little fire. It's got some gas tanks. This unlocks at 12,000. And then tier 3 is Flint in Arctic gear, and he's got look at this. He's got some sausages, eggs on the frying pan.
Eggs. Come on now.
Coffee mug, coffee cup, coffee pot. This looks pretty dope.
14,000.
Does look like some new heads though.
Yeah, these renders.
Yeah. So you can probably swap the heads out for your passengers. So let's go back and look at the bivouac. Here is the vintage bivouac. I wanted to show like what the original one came with. that's green, which I hope one day we get this new one in green. Would look really cool. But you see it's got like a little missile launcher and a cot and some gear. Here is a comparison of the two. So you can see that we are getting that little lean-to. We're getting the surface-to-air missile, the cot, and then we're getting like some gear. So you see like it comes with a machete and an axe and a hat and some goggles, the binoculars, the shovel. It does come with like some sort of ammo crate or something. Maybe this is the stand for the missile. I'm not sure, but you can see almost all of the stuff, including a nice little campfire. It's included. So that's really dope. Here's a comparison of the two together. You can see, a basic comparison of what you're getting there between those. And then the all-in. This is the all-in, everything unlocked for $325. You got to think.
That's a good deal, man.
You got to think if they hit all the tiers, and there's no reason to think that they won't, because all of their G.I. Joe vehicles have hit all of the tiers, if I'm not mistaken correctly. We've gotten all of the figures. And so you're looking at that's $75 worth of figures right there. So basically that brings the price of the Bivouac and the Snowcat down considerably. That's a lot of stuff. That's a good set. I dig this.
I agree. Did you see the side-by-side comparison of the Stinger or the Vamp? I think it's a Stinger.
And and the Hiss tank. I should have pulled those images.
And the Snowcat, it looked to me bigger than the Hiss.
It is bigger than the Hiss tank. It's not taller, but it is longer.
Yeah.
So it is. It's a sizable. Yeah. It's a beefy boy. But I was also I got to think it's really cool that they're giving. We've got Snow Job already, and this has given us Frostbite. And we got Lady J and we've got Flint in their snow gear. So that's 4 characters. But who is left? Well, who's left that they can make to complement this in the future? I did want to talk about that just a little bit. Now, we do have something that's going to go along with this nicely that has already been revealed. And it's this set right here, because in that episode, you remember there's a lot of polar bear in that episode. There's a whole polar bear that Lady J befriends. I know that this polar bear is not from that same episode, but when you get this set, you can put this in there with it, and you can live out, your Snake Eyes surviving in the Arctic with the mass device canister with his radiated hands. But this polar bear is going to go very nice with that set. But also, I did a quick little search because I don't remember these things of what other snow-related Joes are out there, and I did pull this. And so this is what's left on the table for the future. So we do have Blizzard, one of my all-time favorite Joes. That's a solid release. Maybe we could get Blizzard in the future. I never had this guy, Sub-Zero. I never had this guy ever. So I love that. That looks great. I don't remember if I had this Stalker or my friend had it, because I remember playing with it, but I don't think I owned it. So I would love to see this Stalker. I kind of, when we did our Snowcat predictions, this was one of my unlocks. I really wish we would have gotten, Stalker.
That would have been awesome. Yeah.
I think that would have been great. I don't know either one of these vehicles. The Arctic Blast came with a driver called Wind Chill, and the Avalanche came with a character called Cold Front. But look, this is another one of those big vehicles with a little smaller vehicle inside. So that's really dope. I probably would have enjoyed that as a kid. Now, we have another from G.I. Joe Battle Force 2000 called Avalanche. So we had a vehicle called Avalanche, but we also have a figure called Avalanche. And then these two were listed, but they don't look very snow to me, but maybe they are. Snowstorm and Bushido in like white and blue ninja gear. Bushido, of course, has already been announced most recently. But, as we see here, there's at least, just in this offering right here, there's at least 8 more snow-related characters. And, of course, we can't forget your favorite guy that you always recommend.
Thank you.
Quinn. Like, that guy would be amazing if they ever...
I thought for sure he would be in this set, but... Nope.
Wouldn't that be amazing? Hey, if they would have, you wouldn't even be on the fence about this.
Without a doubt. I'd be like, done.
So am I backing it? Yes or no? I am definitely backing this thing, but I did want to wait until the reveals tonight to see like how many figures were going to be in this mythic reveal.
Only one so far.
Was this going to be something that I really wanted to do an all-in, because I can't do both of these at the same time. Right. And I'm going to have to pay for them roughly in the same time frame. Within the next month, I'm going to have to make a make a decision. So I know that this is a use it or lose it thing. You will miss out on this, whereas I can get those mythic figures in the future, but I may have to pay more. So I'm leaning towards. I think my money's going to be going to the Haslab, because I think this even the base offering, I still think it's worth it, but I know it's going to fully fund. I know we're going to get all the tiers, and I just think that this is killer. So, yeah, man. I hope you pulled.
Do they have a time? Do they have a time frame for when?
It's got 43 days from today, so it just went up this week, and it kicked off Monday. I thought for sure they'd kick it off on Wednesday. Today, but yeah. So that's it, dude. We have nailed it. We kept it to 115. I told you I was going to keep it a tight show, and you've seen the one reveal. I'm going to ignore our chat. I'm going to ignore Facebook, and I'm going to go spend time with my family tonight. And then when I get in bed, I'm going to go back and I'm going to watch the entire reveal all at once and watch the whole thing. So nobody call me and force unwanted information into my ear holes. So sorry again for another pre-recorded episode, but it couldn't be helped this week. We had to do it because we didn't want to leave you guys without anything to watch on Saturday morning. Because like Curtis says, we are the best damn show on YouTube. Absolutely. So thank you for everybody who's watching this on Saturday in the chat. Thanks for all the correct information, Andy, that you've given Greg and I, because there's some stuff we didn't know. Thank you for all that. And thank you guys for being here. Thank you, Greg, for making this happen tonight. I know you guys are also on a tight time frame tonight as well, but I'm glad we got it, and I'm glad we got to do it, and it's been a great show.
I always have a great time with you, man. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. And we will return live next week, maybe with a special guest.
Maybe. See you guys.
See you guys.